Hello, welcome to Quirky Meow. This is an art series in which I explain the meaning behind my paintings, which are inspired by my life in Berlin as an expat. I also try to throw in a little bit of facts about the art world or art history just to make it more interesting for you so you can learn a bit more about art just the way I'm doing right now. So last week I spoke about the fashion of Berlin and what it potentially reveals on a deeper level about Berliners. And today I want to talk about something more personal to me, which is being a mother as an expat in Berlin. And to do that, I would like to show you this piece, which I called "Between the Pink Sky and the Vast Fields of Grass, I Will Always Love and Protect You." So you can see it is set in the Tempelhofer Feld, which is an old Berlin airport. Was closed down and then later in 2010 opened as a public park. It's massive green space with the runways open for people to just come in anytime basically and walk, run, have a picnic, do some skateboarding, whatever they come up with. I mean, there's a lot of interesting hobbies that Berliners do take on. And this particular piece though is inspired by a festival that takes place there every autumn. It's called the Festival of the Giant Kites. It happens every autumn and a lot of people gather, like hundreds of thousands last year came. And I was there too this year and last year. And last year my daughter was 1. I took her there and we had a wonderful time. And if you can see on this painting, this is me and my daughter, so just crawling on me. And she really felt so free and unconstrained, safe. And this is what I really like about living in Berlin. There's so much green space for children to play. There's a lot of playgrounds. Each playground is very different. So in terms of adventure and outdoors exploring, this is wonderful. Now, the perhaps more important element of raising a child in Berlin for me is being an expat and not having family around every day. Almost all of my friends here are very young or they live a very young lifestyle and they don't have children, they're not even married, and they go to work. So I was raising my child here basically on my own. My husband was going to work, and that is something one needs to consider when raising a child abroad as an expat. It is something that completely changes the nature of motherhood. When I took Sky to Vietnam and stayed with my parents for 3 weeks, I experienced how, motherhood can be much easier. You can have a lot of people around and they can all give your child she needs, and she can learn, from so many people. Like, you don't have to be everything for her. Whereas here in Berlin, because it was mostly me and her on our own, it really felt this intense day and night, just me and her. And the painting, is really that. Like, there were so many people on the festival, but what it really boiled down to was just me and her in the moment, having this strong connection. As a newborn, she would spend 8 hours just breastfeeding. I would cradle her. She would be connected to me, not just physically but mentally, because I was her brain. I had to think of everything for her. You really need to use the capability that you usually use to maintain yourself to give all of that to your child. And maybe that, 5% you have to think back to yourself and, take care of yourself. But otherwise, it's all you and your child. Now, looking at the painting, which is painted in the Impressionist style and inspired by Claude Monet, who is a French painter from the second half of the 19th century, and then he continued to work in the 20th century. He inspired an Impressionist movement, which is a movement which was fairly revolutionary in art, and it focused on, instead of capturing a substance of a subject. Focus on more, what does the subject appear at this particular moment? What does the light look on that particular day? Where is the sun? Is it just rising, or is it noon? Is it emitting like the white light in which the sky seems blue, or is it setting where you get all these wonderful peachy pinky colors that gives you a feeling of nostalgia? And that's something that in motherhood it is super important to remember, that every moment is a different moment. Today might be hard, your child might be crying all day or just not letting you rest, and the next day you might just be in Tempelhof of health and be looking at kites and having the best time of your life. This is why Impressionism is such a profound movement and a profound style of painting, that it reminds you of the fact that the beauty out there is so real, and the connection that I have with my daughter is so real and so deep. And yet, maybe the next day this connection, of course, is still there, but it transforms into something different. It won't look like this. And if I was to paint a picture that happened the day after this, oh God, you would think motherhood is complete suffering. Next time you catch a wonderful sunset, let's go and try painting. Maybe even try the impressionist technique of, instead of blending all the colors, you have to mix every single color that you want to appear, and then you apply little brush strokes, and you have to fill this whole canvas with thousands of brush strokes, so that the moment that you have seen in that instant can last for longer. It can be captured in an image forever for you, and your feelings, the love will be poured into the painting for you, and it will, hopefully stretch that feeling of happiness a little bit longer than it might last in reality. Thank you very much for watching another of my videos. After I released the first one, I got a lot of wonderful feedback. I possibly think it's biased because it was mostly friends and family who gave me this feedback, but it still, for me, means that, there's something interesting that I can tell you about my life here, and hopefully this can help us connect, because I've also haven't been in touch with a lot of my friends on such a level that I would like to be. So yeah, I hope you can continue maybe watching my videos and talk to me.